Um, Okay, the recording started. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me on this Friday morning. We're going to cover three what I think are very cool apps for online instructors. SlideShare is really great. It's basically the easiest way to put it is you upload your slides. Okay, great. You upload your slides to this software. It's cloud-based, it's free, and then from there you can embed them into etudes or etudes. And it's basically, it saves the student and you from having to download the PowerPoints. And a lot of times, sometimes the students don't have a, I'm just gonna kill some of the sound here. A lot of times the students don't have Microsoft Office, and they'll download the PowerPoints and then they'll try to open them and they might run into some problems. But with SlideShare, it's right there in the in Etudes. It's right there embedded. So I'll demo that. PowToon is more of a fun app. It's kind of an alternative to PowerPoint. You can make presentations. You can make cool animated videos, and it's a pretty fun one to use. It's more to kind of engage, almost to market your class in a way, because you're promoting it. And I read recently that if you have a video on your web page, people will stay on the page longer. I think the average is 5 seconds for someone to stay on a web page, but if there's video, it's 45 seconds. So you can see that the more you kind of use these visual things in your class, it's an opportunity to get more students to sort of engage with the material. And EduCanon, I really love EduCanon. It allows you to make any YouTube video, Khan Academy, TeacherTube. It allows you to turn that video into an interactive quiz, which again, instead of the student just sitting there passively watching the content, they're now a little more engaged because they're answering questions within the video. So all three of these apps are pretty cool. So we'll get started. Let's see here. There we go. Why use SlideShare? I already kind of covered it. Easy to use, free, embeddable in the CMS. We'll talk about that. And it makes life easier for your students. There's no downloading or PowerPoint software required. So it's right there. There's the address, slideshare.net. And one other thing I was going to add, we were talking about earlier, why you might want to use it is there's no file size limit like there is when you upload a PowerPoint to Etudes. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and we'll go into SlideShare. And hopefully I can get through this pretty quickly and we'll have some time for questions. But for now I'm just going to kind of whip through it because I know time is of the essence. So here I am in SlideShare. If everyone can see it, let me know if you can't. But this is the dashboard page, or this is just the page you get right after you log in. So it's really easy. The first thing you do is you click upload, and then if you have the presentation on your computer or desktop, you can actually just drag it in there, or you can click upload. You'll see down here is a public and private. If you're using the free version, you're always going to leave it on public. If you pay SlideShare for the pro version, then you can keep the slides private and then just share them with your students. So sometimes that's good if it's publisher content, but I know a lot of teachers upload the publisher slides to SlideShare, and I've never heard of anyone getting in trouble for it, but you know, there's a little disclaimer there. So I'm going to go ahead and click upload, and then I don't know if you can see this, but it's giving me my normal kind of finder when I click like an upload. So I'm just going to find my Tech Fair slides and just double click them. And as you can see, it's processing it. It's uploading it right now. It gives you a place to put in a title. So I'm going to leave it at Tech Fair. And then down here you have to choose a category. We'll just pick education. And a brief description. You can just say Tech Fair slides or something like that. And then tags you can use if you really want to promote your slides and share them with the world. You can add some tags. So I'm going to put Tech Fair. And all that means is that if someone types in Tech Fair in the search, that they will be able to, my slides will pop up for them, and then they can share them with the world as well. So once I've filled all that out, I'm just going to click Save. And that's how fast it was. I just uploaded the slides. It gives me the embed code right here, right off the bat. So I could, at this point, just copy this code and put it into etudes. That's the quickest way to do it. But what I want to do is show you an extra step that you might find interesting. So I'm going to, instead of using this embed code, I'm just going to click on the slides. And then this is sort of more or less what it'll look like in etudes. But now if I click embed from this page, I get this little button that says Customize. So when you click Customize, you can do some different stuff. So I always like to check this box that says without related content, because just like YouTube, at the end of the slides, once they're in SlideShare, they will pop up some other slideshows that have to do with that subject or what SlideShare thinks. So they kind of advertise more slides. But if you don't want your students to get distracted and start clicking on different slideshows, you want to hit this button that says without related content. And it also allows you to make it bigger. So I'm going to, you see these sizes here. I always like to do the biggest size. So I changed it there. It updated my code here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that code, copy it, and go into etudes. And I'm going to put it in a module because I think that's where most people upload slides. So I've already made a module. Here it is called Slides. And here's the section called Tech Fair. So I'm going to click on Tech Fair. And welcome to everyone else who's arrived. I'm happy that you're here. So now that we're in our module, you can just use this editor and anywhere in etudes. So you can say, please watch the slides or something like that. And then you click this button, which hopefully some of you are aware of. It's the Embed Media button. It looks like a little film strip. And then you just paste the code in there and click OK. And that's it. You can kind of clean it up if you want, delete that space. And I always like, SlideShare is automatically going to add this little bit at the bottom. It's a link to SlideShare, so I always take that out because I don't want my students jumping around outside of etudes. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave all this stuff. I'm just going to click, you can click Done or Save. And then just to show you what it does, I'm going to click into View mode in the modules, and this gives a student view. And then when I click on Tech Fair, you'll see, look at that. The slides are right in etudes. The student isn't given a little link with a download thing, and then they have to open it in PowerPoint and download it to their computer. All sorts of problems can arise from that. But now it's right there. Here's all my slides. And yeah, pretty cool. You can also go full screen by clicking this button. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this on the CCC Confer, but I'll try it anyways. But yeah, if you click it full screen, it becomes huge, and you can kind of go through the slides. So for students, I think it's a lot easier to watch slides in this way than to have to download them. And because they're there and they're open, it's kind of appealing. Like, I think a student would see this and be like, oh, cool, and then start clicking. So hopefully that is something that you guys might find useful. Accessibility concerns, great question. There are, as with everything, there's accessibility concerns. SlideShare used to allow you to add audio to your slides, so you could actually talk. But they've taken that function away, even on the Pro version. But what I want, that's perfect timing on that question. So I'm going to go back to SlideShare, and actually we'll go to our slideshow. If you scroll down the page, you get a presentation transcript, which will find everything that's written in the slides and make this automatic transcript here. So as an added thing for accessibility, you can copy all of that. We'll go back into Etudes. I'm going to go into author mode to edit this module. So I'm going back in. Here it is. At the bottom, I'm going to just write transcript for slideshow. And then I can paste it in there. I always like to use this little button up here. It's the paste as plain text. Whenever you copy text from an internet page, you want to use the paste as plain text. Otherwise, actually I'll show you really quickly. If I were just to paste it, it has this gray background. I don't know if you can see that, but that might be a problem. So I always like to do paste as plain text, and then click OK, and there's the transcript, and you can kind of clean it up if you want, you know, throw some spaces in there. But what this will do is allow students with like a screen reader to at least read the content that's in the slides. But yeah, that was a great question, Jason. So, you know, it's not perfect, but at least it does give you a transcript, which is something that PowerPoint doesn't do. So I'm going to click Save, and then, yeah, if we view it, you'll see that the transcript's been added. So that's pretty neat. One other thing that I want to show you with SlideShare that you might find interesting is, let's go back to the actual page with the slides on it. If you click Edit down here, that's kind of under the thing, I want to show you something neat that you can do. So if you click Edit, you can do a couple things here. Re-upload is a really great feature. So in case you change any slides or need to update your slides. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll demonstrate it. So you can't see it, but I'm opening it up, my PowerPoint. But say I had a spelling mistake or there were some dates in there. I'm going to change the front page. I'm going to call it 4 Cool Apps. And let's say, you know, because a lot of people update their slides. So I'm going to just make my changes in PowerPoint and then save it in PowerPoint. And then on this re-upload page, you can select the file, right? And there it is, Tech Fair. Upload it. And what this does, it's going to upload the updated slideshow, but anywhere I have this slideshow embedded or linked in Etudes will automatically update it. So the bonus of that is if you have a number of classes that, and here it says it was successful, if you have a number of classes and you're using the same slideshow in all those classes, if you had uploaded those as PowerPoints and then made changes, you would have to go into each one of those classes and take the old slides off and upload the new ones. So yeah, it is a great benefit. So if we go back to Etudes, I can show you in the view mode that I made the change and then I uploaded it, and it's already updated it. So I don't have to go back into Etudes at all. It just automatically updates it. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, also on that edit page, right next to re-upload, you can add a YouTube video to your SlideShare. So this is really neat. I'm going to go to YouTube, and we'll just put in a cool video. I really like this video, Word Crimes. I don't know if you've heard of this video. This is awesome if you're an English teacher. There is an ad that runs in front of it, but you basically just find your video and then you copy the URL and then you just paste it in this where it says YouTube video. You can select the position. You can put it at the start or at the end. I'm going to put it at the end. And then you just click Insert and Publish. And it's working. And there it says it's been successfully inserted into your presentation. So let's go back to Etudes and see how fast that worked and if it worked. I'm just going to refresh the page. And now you can see it has this little branding here that says YouTube video inside. So if we go through the slides, now the video is there at the end. So, and the student can play the video. This is a really funny video. If we have time, I'll let you watch it. We'll watch it at the end. But yeah, Weird Al Yankovic, Word Crimes. Anyways, and just so you know, oh, how did I get to the edit page? Okay, good question. Anywhere in SlideShare, let's go back to the home page. If on every single page in SlideShare, you'll have this icon on the right-hand side. It looks kind of like a person. And from here, you can hover over it and click My Uploads. And that's going to take you to all of the slides that you have. And from here, you can just click Edit here, or you can click onto the slideshow, and there's a little Edit button there. So let me just see if this works. Yeah, you go to Edit and click Settings. And that should take you to this page. So you can add the YouTube or re-upload it if you want. So that's my presentation on SlideShare. If you have any questions, just email me, and I'm going to make a how-to video, as well as this presentation will be archived. So if you ever want to ask me about SlideShare, I really like it. You know, it's amazing. Also, the video at the end of my presentation on SlideShare, if the video has captioning in YouTube, you can turn on the captioning in the SlideShare. Question: the transcript for the slideshow under the slide remains there or turns invisible? Because I pasted it in, that's a good question. It remains there. If you're talking about in SlideShare, it's always going to be there as well. So let's go ahead and click the Tech Fair. If you click the presentation, that's where you get the page where it has the transcript at the bottom. So here's that transcript. It's always going to be in SlideShare. If you do make changes to your slides, that brings up a good point. If you do re-upload, then the transcript might change. So if you're going to copy and paste this transcript for your students, you'll want to be aware of that if you update your slides. So, but because I pasted it in Etudes, I still have my transcript at the bottom here. So that's it for SlideShare. Only PowerPoint. Will it take Keynote, Prezi, or other programs too? Another great question. It will take Keynote. I'm not sure about Prezi, but let's find out, because Prezi's a little more involved. Let's just Google it. This is how people think I'm smart. I just Google it. SlideShare Prezi upload. I don't think we can, but we'll see. Can I upload a Prezi? We currently do not support Prezi files on SlideShare, so but Keynote will work. And I'm not sure. We could probably go in and find out exactly which presentation software is compatible with SlideShare, but that's a question for another time. But that's my presentation on SlideShare. I really want to get to PowToon. So if we have time after, if you want to hang out after, we can kind of look at this stuff. Oh, and Margie's giving me applause. Thank you. Okay, so PowToon. PowToon is really fun. It basically lets you make an animated video, and it does most of the work for you. It's great if you're just doing something, if you just want to do something fun. And also, all of these apps, you can tell your students to do something. So if you have a presentation that the student needs to make, have them do it in PowToon, and it'll be fun for them, and you might get something really creative out of it that instead of the standard PowerPoint. So here I am logged into PowToon. It's free as well, and yeah, right here, it's free and it's awesome. So I'm going to click Start Now, and it's going to take me to this page here. I always like to use an existing template and just modify it. That's kind of my tip of the day, because otherwise you have to do more of the work. But if you're using an existing template, it'll save you some time. So this one, I really like this one, the school one. I'm going to use this one because, you know, we're in an educational environment. It lets you preview the thing, so you can kind of see if it'll fit in with what you're doing. So yeah, this kind of seems like something we could use. But you can play around with the different templates and see what fits for you. So I just clicked Edit. I'm sorry, I kind of rushed through that. And it's loading up the template. And what I like to do is write a little script. If I'm going to do voiceover, I like to write a script ahead of time and then actually start editing the slides to the script. So before we get into all of this stuff, I'm going to go up to where it says Sound, Import Sound. Just click that button. And from here, it'll let you import a sound file. So Kurt, if you want to throw some music up there, you can just click the import file, or you can actually record. So for voiceover, I like to just hit this record button. So I'm going to just record a real quick one. So I'm going to click record, and it's going to say yes, I'll allow it. And now it's recording. Hey students, don't forget the final coming up. It's going to cover chapter 1 and Greek philosophy. You know, so it's just a thing. And then it lets you preview. So I'm going to click play, and sounds okay. If you don't like it, you can always trash it by clicking this trash bin and start over. It also lets you put music underneath. You can choose one of these music files as long as it's free. The green ones are free. They want you to pay for the other stuff, but I don't really like music. I use it very rarely for this type of stuff. But so I'm going to just turn the volume down on the music. That's all you have to do. So once you're happy with the sound, you can click Apply. Oh, and it gave me an error. Please reload. Let's try it again. Apply. And it worked. Okay, so that's good. So now we've got our sound. We've got our first slide. And if we just hit play, so I can kind of see how long that's going to be. It's about 13 seconds. So maybe I just want to use this slide, because this one he's sort of talking and he's got the board, and then I can fill in the stuff. So what I'm going to do within this one, I'm just going to delete the ones I don't want. So if you click on the slide on the left and click the minus, it'll delete that slide. But you can see you have all these little scenes where you can kind of add stuff to. But I'm going to just, for this one, we're just going to do a real simple one. So I'm just going to delete slides. You can also add slides here if you want more, or if you want to create your own. But this is just going to be a really short video. So basically, and I'm going to add a few seconds because I think it's about 13 seconds. I went down here to the bottom. If you follow, this is the timeline, this area here, and this is how long the particular slide you're on is going to show. So you can make it longer or make it shorter, and basically that's how to use that. And you can kind of scroll in and out along the timeline, and you can see my guy disappears because the original slide was 9 seconds. Since I made it longer, you'll want to click on each element and extend it to however long you want it on there. So I'm just clicking on him, and that brings up this little guy in the timeline, this element. This is the transition, I think, this little button. And this is like the entrance and the exit. And I'm going to make him stay on for the whole 14 seconds. And I want him to pop in at 1 second here. Let's see. I'll make it 1.5 seconds. And then you can see if I click on this, this is sort of the effect. So he's going to come up from the bottom of the screen, but I can make him come from the right or the left. And if you want to add a hand, you can click the hand. That's kind of popular now. So let's see with the changes I made, what happens. So I'm just kind of scrolling. I'm clicking this red button to sort of slowly go. And you can see a little hand pops up and slides them over there. So there's a lot of different things you can play around with the effects by clicking on those buttons. And same with the exit effect. Right now, there's no effect, but I can have him fade away or just kind of whip off the screen there. But I'll leave it there. And then over to your right, you can see there's all these different characters. There's animations, and there's text, and there's transitions and backgrounds. But transitions is between slides, so you can see. And if you just kind of look over them, you'll see what they do. But I like the animations because they're the ones that are moving. Characters don't move. But say I didn't like this guy, you have a lot of other people you can have, and they're doing different things. This guy's happy. There he is with an idea talking. There he is sitting at a computer. And they have, different genders as well. They're pretty, so you have a few people to choose from, We can add this student. I just clicked on this person, and we can have her on the side. And once you kind of have an element, you can move it around, position it where you want. You can make it bigger by kind of pulling on the corner. You can turn it. There's all this stuff. Once you've kind of clicked on the element, that's when you can make changes to it. You can also go to the bottom left and flip the other way. So there's different things you can do, but say I want her to come in right at the end. Because she's happy that she's got the test information. So let's make her come in at 9 seconds. And I just want her to fly up. So, and then if you kind of roll over with that little red arrow, you can sort of preview how it goes. And then you can always, to the left, click play current slide from start, and then we can kind of preview it. So I can see there that it's only really 12 seconds, so I'm going to take a couple seconds off. She came up a little too early, so I'm going to move her. I want her to pop up at around 10. And then I'm going to just move back in the timeline. I want the stuff on the chalkboard to pop up like that, but I also want it to stay to the end. So I'm going to click on each one of these where there's text and just extend it to the end. Extend it to the end. And so I think I only need a couple of these. So I can also just click on them and delete them if you don't need them. And then I'm going to just click on this one and double click in it. And then I can, or actually I think if you click this little guy, the text, then you can change the text. So I'm going to say final exam, apply, and then I can see that it's kind of, I can move this down. And if I stretch it out, it'll kind of all be on one line. So you kind of want to play around with it. And I'll write on this one, chapter 1. And then you can even copy it. So I'm hitting Control-C on the keyboard, clicking out, clicking Control-V, and that's going to make a copy of that. So that's a quick little thing. And then this one, I'll just put Greek philosophy. And then click apply. And I want these to, this one I want to be on the board at around 1 second. So I'm down in the timeline. Chapter 1 can come in a little later. 3 seconds is fine. It's going till the end of the slide. Greek philosophy, we'll have that come in at 4 seconds. And it's fading in. So I think that's good. Let's try it. I'm going to click play. So there it is. I mean, it's not that great, but you get the idea. From here, you can upload it to YouTube if you have a YouTube account, and then embed it into your class, or you can just, let's go through that process. So say I'm happy with it. I'm just going to click Save here. And then, let's see here. I think I've saved it, but it's, oh yeah, here, right here, the share button. Click share. And it's going to say you can share it, you can keep it private, but you have to upgrade to keep it private. Or you can upload it to YouTube, which is what I like to do. I like to upload to YouTube. And it already has my Gmail account. So if you have a Gmail YouTube account, it's much easier. But you can also get an embed code right in PowToon. So let's click next. Oh, it seems you don't have a channel, of course. So I just clicked add another YouTube account. And I don't know if you can see on the screen, but it just popped up my other Gmail account. So I'm just clicking accept. It's making me go through a few steps. So now it's working. And you can see if you paid for it, you could get higher quality, but I'm all about free. So, and then it makes you fill out this stuff. We can say education. I'm going to call the video final reminder. That's kind of ominous. And you can add stuff in here, but I'm not going to bother. And I click publish. And there it is. It's been published. Once the export to YouTube is finished, you'll be notified by email. Blah, blah, blah. So if I go to YouTube, let me go to YouTube. And if I go into my videos, and again, I'll make a how-to video for this, so because I'm kind of going very fast through here. So right now it's uploading. It's not quite there yet, but once it's there, it'll show up just like this one. Here's the one I made for Tech Fair, and this one has the share option here. So once it's in YouTube, it's just like you would embed any other YouTube. You can also add closed captions to it in YouTube. So if you click share, embed, this is the same process. So I'm just going to copy this. We'll just pretend that this is the one, because I don't want to wait for the other one to upload. And then I'm going to go back into Etudes, and let's put this one on the home page. And just give me 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a webinar, so when Patsy and Rita come back, they'll be able to help you. I'm not sure what. It should happen automatically. You'll be, if you're added to the class, you'll be added to the roster. There they are. Sorry, guys. So I'm on the home page. Let's see here. I'm gonna just add it to the home page. Call this animation. But you can add this anywhere in Etudes, just like a YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and author an item, because I always like to have the ability to type stuff as well. Please watch this. And then click our friend the embed button. Put in the code. And publish it. If it's on the home page, you want to publish it. Oh, I didn't do a release date. There we go. Click publish. And your PowToon will be anywhere you put it, anywhere you embed it. And let's just for fun see if it's on YouTube yet. I know it takes a little while for it to process. So if I go into my video manager, yeah, it's still not there. So, but I will get an email from PowToon once it's there. And then I think it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure if I go back to my PowToon page and log in, you'll get to the dashboard, and from here you can publish. I know they changed the name, but this one is final reminder, final exam reminder. A little less ominous sounding. And then no, it didn't change the title. Anyways, we'll leave it for now. Let's see. Maybe I have to click the check mark. Final. Click the check mark. There it goes. And now I'll click publish on PowToon. And again, it makes you wait, but it shouldn't take that long. So that's fine. It's published. It's asking me to do all this stuff again. Republish. So now that it's published on PowToon, I can share it with, did they take it out? Embed video. There it is. So you can just, if you don't want to mess around with YouTube, you can totally just publish it in PowToon and get the embed code here. Let's see. Oh, and you can pick a different size too. So let's do that. So I'm just clicking in there. I'm clicking copy. We'll go back to Etudes. I'm just going to edit this existing one. I know I'm speeding through it, but that's because I want to get to EduCanon. And let's put the PowToon in. Yeah, there it goes. So that didn't take too long. We'll go there, and it should pop up. Of course not. Oh boy. So I'm gonna stick with the first way. I don't know why. Oh, maybe because there's no S there. I'm gonna add an S in there. That's probably why. Etudes, if you try to embed something without the S in HTTP, it does not like it. So let's retry this again. And this is another reason for you guys to call me. If you try any of this stuff and run into any problems, if you spend more than 10 minutes trying to figure it out, give me a call or send me an email. So here it is. I've added the S in that code. That's the one little extra step. And we'll click publish. There it is. It worked. That was scary. So there it is, right on the home page. You know, little final exam reminder. I don't know if you guys can hear that, the sound from the video, but the only thing I don't like is this thing at the end, but they're branding. But there it is. Okay, yeah, you can't hear the sound, but I assure you it was playing my voice saying, you know, hey students, finals coming up, Greek philosophy. So that's a quick little PowToon I just made and uploaded to Etudes, or embedded in Etudes. So I just wanted to show you that really quickly. There's a lot more you can do in PowToon. You can actually upload images from your computer and size them in here. If you wanted a statue of Socrates or something like that, you can do all kinds of stuff like that. So it's just a kind of a neat little thing that students, I think, are more inclined to click on because it's a little more fun than your standard homepage thing, you know. So that's, I just wanted to show you PowToon. I've got a question. So you don't really need to go through YouTube. You do not need to go through YouTube. I like YouTube because in YouTube you can add closed captioning. But if you make your PowToon with all the kind of information as text, like you can see final exam chapter 1 Greek philosophy, you could probably get away with not having closed captioning. I don't recommend it. YouTube, you can add captioning, and you can also edit out the little branding that they throw on at the end, the PowToon thing that comes up. That's why I like to do it in YouTube. It's an extra step, but it allows you to caption and do all that other stuff. Yes, exactly. Blind students do need captions. So use YouTube if you need the captioning, or take it a step further and write exactly what you say on the blackboard or in the actual video. You could add text in the video as well. So it's in a sense it's captioning because you're writing what's being said. So that's a good point on accessibility. And I think we've got about 15 minutes to cover EduCanon. So I want to get to that. PowToon, you know, you just want to get in there and play around with it. And then that should be fun for you, hopefully. And if it's not, give me a call. So now we're going to go to our good friend EduCanon. Again, free, cloud-based. If you ever have to download anything, EduCanon lets you turn any video into a quiz. So here I am. I'm logged into my account. As when you start an account, you're going to do it as an instructor. And this is cool. They give you all this info right off the bat when you log in, and you can click on these. These are like tutorials. So if I'm moving too fast, all the information's on here. And PowToon as well. If you just Google how to use PowToon, there's about 1,000 how-to videos that are much better than I've explained it. So yeah, I encourage you to do that if you're interested in PowToon. But for EduCanon, right here in the middle, get started. We'll just click on that, and here it is. Here's the EduCanon design page. Enter a title here. We'll call this video quiz, just for fun, because I'm not being too creative here. And then you have to enter a learning objective. Learn stuff. That's the objective. Then you do have to select something here. Select a grade. I'm going to select other. We'll do technology under the subject one, and subtopic technology. Why not? So EduCanon, here's all the places where you can embed videos, or you can turn videos into quizzes. Khan Academy, Vimeo, YouTube, TeacherTube, and this funny one. I forget what that is. Anyways, so all you have to do is find a video you like. I'm going to go to YouTube, and let's look for a Shakespeare video, Shakespeare sonnet. So, okay, this one looks weird. This is Alan Rickman reading Shakespeare. And unfortunately, you guys can't hear the audio because that's kind of necessary, but we'll soldier on. So just trust me that Alan Rickman is reading Shakespeare's Sonnet 130. All you need is, once you've found a video you like and want to turn into a quiz, you go up to the top and just copy that URL, and then you go into EduCanon and you paste the URL. And then you just click this little button here. And that's going to load up the video into your window here. And you can see that the video is playing. And unfortunately, you can't hear the video, but he's going to start talking. Oh, wow. Got quite a voice. Oh, boy. That's a pretty erotic sonnet. Shakespeare, yeah, he was on to something. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So basically, anywhere you want in the video, when you play it, you can add a question. So just because you guys can't hear this video, I'm just going to tell you or pretend that at 12 seconds, he's talking about, or maybe he's using iambic pentameter or something like that. So at 12 seconds, I pause the video. You know, you can click pause. And then all you need to do is click this add question here. And basically, you can also just drag this thing along, you know, and kind of move it along, or just play it and hit pause. It's very easy, different ways of doing the same thing. So what we're going to do is, yeah, 12 seconds, let's see, or let's say 13 seconds, I'm going to add a question. And it's real easy. You just click add question. You have all these choices. You have fill in the blank, multiple choice, and these other ones that I haven't really checked out. But I'm going to go ahead and click multiple choice. And so that opens up this editor where you can type in the question. So what type of speech, you guys can correct me because I'm just making this up, is he using here? Question mark. And then down at the bottom is where you will answer the questions, and if you want, you can enter an explanation. So at the top, this is going to be a wrong answer because it doesn't have, it's not checked. But for one of the wrong answers, I'll just put in French. That's clearly wrong. And then for the correct answer, we'll say iambic pentameter, which I'm spelling wrong for sure. I should have asked you guys to suggest something. And then you can click Add Answer you can put as many answers as you want for a multiple choice. And then we'll pick, yeah, just slang. He's using slang. So there's 3. I'm going to click Save. And there it is. I didn't add any explanation, but you know, if you want to be nice, you can add an explanation for the correct answer. And then you can keep going along and add some more. You know, you can have as many questions as you want. And then when you're done, I'll just do the one question because we're getting near the end of the session here. And so, but you can keep adding questions by using the Add Question button here at any point in the video. So we're done. I'm going to click Finish Build. And then it's going to say, Finish Build. Would you like to assign it to a section? And sure, why not? I'll just click Assign. Okay, so that's letting me, there's other stuff you can do that I like to do it the simplest way possible. But yeah, you could, if you really get into EduCanon, you can upload your roster, and that way you can collect data on your students. But I think an easy way to use this is just for kind of a practice quiz where you're not grading it, they're just watching the video and answering the questions. And I think that's the way to do it. So I got into this funky site here, this funky part, because I said to assign it, but I'm going to click on my name to get back to my profile here, and I want to get to the page where I can see my videos that I just made. I think it's bulbs. Yeah. So bulbs is your, why do they call it that? Maybe light bulb? I don't know. Bulbs is where you'll find all of your questions, all of your quizzes. So here's the one we just made, video quiz. And then they have a nice preview where you can test it out first. Or they have the share, or they have the edit, so you can update it. I'm going to click share. And then you have choices. You can monitor registered students. I think that's only if you've uploaded a roster and really done the EduCanon thing. Monitor unregistered students. That one you could use. The drawback for that one is the students, before they take the quiz, they have to type in their name and an email address and kind of go through a few things to join EduCanon, which is sort of a pain. Share with colleagues is the one I recommend. If you're just doing a quick informal kind of video quiz, that's the one I like to use. So I'm going to click share with colleagues. No login needed to view, but no tracking. So you're not going to get the data, but if it's just a review quiz, I think it's fine. So you're given the link, and you're also given the embed code. And I'm checking to see, and yes, there is an S in the embed code after HTTP, so that will work fine in etudes. I don't have to modify the code. I'm just going to copy it, and then we'll go back into etudes, and I'm going to add this to a module. So I'm going into my modules. I've already set up the section where I want it, this video quiz here, so I'll click on quiz. And then down here, once again, we'll use our embed button. There's a theme going on here. I like to embed things in the CMS. keep everything in etudes, keep the students there, or they can't get into trouble. That looks pretty big. We'll see how that looks. You could do open in a new window if you're worried about the size, but we'll leave it in there for now. We'll click Save, and then let's see if it works. We'll go to View. This is how the student would see it. And there it is. There's Mr. Rickman reading a controversial, sexy sonnet from Shakespeare. And you click play. This is what the student would be. And there he goes. He's actually hasn't started talking, but this is for demo purposes. We'll pretend he's talking, and then it gets to the question. And look at that. This question pops up. So now I'm not just watching the video. I'm actually thinking and listening and paying attention because I want to get this right. So we have what type of speech is he using here? Our choices are French, iambic pentameter, and slang. They're all wrong probably, but I made this one the correct answer. So the student would click on whichever one and then click this thumb, and then yeah, I got it right. And then you click next, and then the video keeps playing. And actually, this one will let you fast forward because it's the share with colleagues. I was speaking earlier about EduCanon. If you do it, if you share it the other way, as monitor unregistered students and use this code, then the video you can't fast forward through the video. So the student has to watch it or turn it off. They don't have a choice to kind of skip ahead. Yeah, the issue here, I'll show you what this one does, just because we do have about 4 minutes left. So we'll try the monitor unregistered students code. And whoops, we'll go into etudes here, and we'll put it in the video quiz section. We'll put it on top of the other one. So I'm going to click embed, put it in there, save it, always save it, and then go to the view mode. And here we are. Oh, it actually opened it up pretty nicely. So you can see this is what you do for the unmonitored students, they call it. So the student will have to fill in this information, you know, and then have to throw in an email. I have to use an email that hasn't been used before. Trying to think of one. I'll try this one, Yahoo one. So now we go to lesson. It's actually not that much work for the student, and now you'll be able to track them in EduCanon. But now we hit play, and you can see I'm trying to skip ahead, and it's not skipping ahead. So if you really want the students to watch these videos, it's an option. I mean, there's no guarantee they'll watch it, but at least the ones that do watch it won't be able to skip ahead. And then now we get to the question. Let's get it wrong this time. Slang. That's wrong. If I had added an explanation for the answer, then that explanation would pop up. Whether the student got it right or wrong, it shows the right answer and the explanation. So I can talk a little bit about iambic pentameter and why that's the right answer. So EduCanon's pretty cool. We're going to go back to the issues of accessibility. My beef with EduCanon is that they don't, as far as I know, they haven't added the closed captioning support. They told me they were going to by the fall, and they still haven't done it. So that's an issue. It's really unfortunate because it's really great software and it's pretty easy, as you saw. But as far as I know, they haven't added that, even though when I wrote them an email, they said they would. And I know this for a fact because here's a quiz I made about let's see, here's a quiz that I made. And it does have captioning in it. And when I put it into Etudes, when I embed it, the captioning isn't there. So that's a disclaimer. That's why it's good as an informal kind of thing. You definitely don't want to grade it if it's not accessible for DSPS students. So hopefully in the future, they told me they were going to do it. So hopefully in the future it'll come and it'll automatically pop up the little closed captioning. But for now, EduCanon is sort of missing the boat on that. So that's pretty much my presentation. I have no problem hanging out for a few more minutes if anyone has any questions, or feel free to contact me by email. I'll throw in my email here. I know I rushed everything because there's a lot of stuff to cover. So feel free as always to contact me if you need some help. And again, I'm going to make some how-to videos. So contact me or go to Tech Fair and talk to Mary Jo, and she'll give you some links. Thank you for the nice comments, everyone. I feel like I rushed through it, but we successfully kind of got through all three. So, and it's only 16 minutes after. Thanks, Nacho. All right, guys. So if anyone has any questions or wants to maybe discuss, how these things are good or might fit in your class or not fit in your class, or yeah, feel free to just take off and grab a coffee. I got my coffee here. So I guess if no one has any questions, we'll just wrap it up and go off into our own world. So thank you all for joining me, and I hope you got something out of it and use it wisely. Use these tools. You've got a bunch of tools. These are only 3. There's a million other things out there in the internet. Google Apps has some really good apps now for education. Some of the other tech fairs talked about it. So, but these are 3 that I think are quite neat for online classes. I think they would work well. So I'm guessing that's the end of the show. So we'll sign off. And thank you all again. Okay? Oh, Nacho, you got something to say? Have a good weekend. You too. All right, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you next time.